In this lecture, we'll discuss example to see how a LQR controller can be designed. So, how do we solve the Riccati equation? What is the value of P and what is the value of K? But prior to this, we'll also see that if A is a matrix which has complex eigenvalues, then how can we express it in its Jordan form? Okay, so suppose A is a n cross n real matrix, and suppose the eigenvalue of A is complex, and we know that for real square matrices, if there is a complex eigenvalue, then there will also be its conjugate, which is the eigenvalue of A. Okay, now suppose lambda is a complex eigenvalue, then the eigenvector will definition is AV equal to lambda V, which means V will also be possibly a complex vector, which is of the form U plus JW. Now lambda being complex, I can express the lambda as A plus JB. Okay, so if I substitute the expression of V and lambda, then what I get is A acting on the real part of the eigenvector is nothing but small au, real part of the eigenvalue into the real part of the eigenvector minus the imaginary part of the eigenvalue into the imaginary part of the eigenvector. And similarly, A acting on the imaginary part of the eigenvector is as what is shown here. Please note that what we are discussing is the ordinary eigenvector. A similar analysis can also be carried forward for the generalized eigenvector as well. Okay, now if you solve these equations, you will get your u and w, and hence you get your eigenvector v, which is of the form u plus jw. Okay, and for a real matrix, because complex eigenvalues occur in conjugate pairs, so if you know the eigenvector for the complex eigenvalue lambda, then the eigenvector for the conjugate lambda bar is just the conjugate of the eigenvector that we had found for lambda. Okay, now for a matrix A, if complex eigenvalues are involved, to form the real Jordan form of A, the U and the W together form the two columns of the similarity transform matrix. Okay, so we'll demonstrate this through an example. This will be more clear. So let's say that you have a matrix A shown here, and you can verify that the eigenvalues of this matrix is of the form minus 1 plus j, and minus 1 minus j. So there is one real eigenvalue and two complex eigenvalues. Now for the real eigenvalue, if you evaluate, then one of the eigenvectors that we get is 1 minus 1 and 1. Okay, which is represented in V1. Now for the complex eigenvalue, if we solve, then on solving, what I get is the eigenvector is 1 minus 1 plus j and minus 2j. So this is of the form u plus jw that we had just seen. So u would be 1 minus 1 and 0, and w would be 0 1 and minus 2. So the similarity transform matrix is formed with the first column being v1, that is the eigenvector corresponding to minus 1, and the next two columns are formed from u and w, which are corresponding to the complex eigenvalues minus 1 plus minus j. Okay, so I have u and w. So when I take P inverse AP to find the Jordan form, what we observe is we have two Jordan blocks. The first Jordan block is corresponding to the eigenvalue minus 1 and is of the size 1 cross n, and the second Jordan block is corresponding to the complex conjugate pair of eigenvalues minus 1 plus minus j and is of this form. So if you observe in the Jordan block, the diagonal is having the real part of the eigenvalue, okay, which is minus 1 in this case, and the other part here, basically position 2 and position 3, consist of the imaginary part. Okay, so this is 1 and then there is minus 1. Okay, so this particular part is the Jordan block corresponding to the complex eigenvalue lambda. Okay, so this is how is the Jordan form is done for matrices when you have real Jordan form is done for matrices when you have complex eigenvalues. Okay, now this will be useful when we design LQRs, because in certain cases it might so happen that the matrix M that is involved might have eigenvalues of interest, basically eigenvalues with negative real parts that are complex in nature. And if they are complex in nature, then when we form the WPW, we need to have the eigenvectors corresponding to them. So here again, the eigenvectors or the WPW columns would be formed by these two columns from the complex eigenvector. Okay, so we'll proceed to an example. Possibly in this example, we might not encounter a negative, we might not encounter a complex eigenvalue. Let's see. So consider this system 1 and is shown here. This is a causal LTI system that is shown. X is the state vector and the order of the system is 2 cross 2. It's a single input, single output system that we have here. Objective is to design K such that all the eigenvalues of A minus Bk have negative real part, and the cost shown here j equal to 0 to infinity x transpose q plus u transpose ru dt is minimized subject to the system dynamics S1, and the matrices Q is identity matrix and R is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the objective. We have to design a K. This is a LQR problem. Now, before you design any state feedback controller, just check once whether the system is controllable or not. So we are doing the same. We found the QC matrix to be of this form. The determinant of QC turns out to be non-zero, and hence the rank of QC is 2, which is same as the order of the state space representation. So the pair AB here is controllable. Now the state feedback controller that we are intending to build is of the form U equal to minus KX. Okay, so K here will be R inverse B transpose P, and P is a solution to the algebraic Riccati equation shown here, where A, B, Q, R have already been given. A and B come from the system matrix, Q and R come from the cost function. So if you recall the steps for solving for P from the algebraic Riccati equation, we form a M matrix out of the matrices A, B, Q and R as shown here. So this is the M matrix that I get. If I solve for the eigenvalues of M matrix, then what I get is that the eigenvalues are plus minus root 2 and plus minus 1. So all the eigenvalues are real in this particular case. Now to form the capital lambda matrix, I will choose only those eigenvalues which have negative real part. So what I do is I choose minus 1 and minus root 2. So the capital lambda matrix is as shown here. So MWPW will be equal to WPW into capital lambda. Now for forming the WPW, we need to identify the eigenvectors corresponding to minus 1 and minus 2. Now please note that minus 1 and minus 2 are repeating only once. I mean, there is no repetition, they occur only once, and hence they will only have a ordinary eigenvector associated with them. Okay. So when we solve for lambda equal to minus 1, we find that the eigenvector that satisfies this relationship is of the form 1 minus 1 1 0. And when we solve for minus root 2, lambda equal to minus root 2, we get the vector v2 that we have here. Okay, so the WPW matrix is essentially composed of v1 and v2. So this becomes my v1 upper, this is my v2u, this is my v1d, and this is my v2d. Okay, so from here, correlating LHS and RHS, I have my W to be of this form, and hence P is this matrix multiplied by W inverse, which gives me this particular matrix. Okay, so now K is what? K is nothing but R inverse B transpose P. So if we substitute the value of R, B and P, we get K to be equal to this particular matrix. So we'll stop here with this example. Thank you.